The warmongering of certain Democrats in this country is amazing. They have repeatedly called for civil war in our streets for decisions that Trump made that are 100% absolutely necessary for our country to be able to provide for our own actual citizens before illegals or immigrants. These type of unchecked calls for violence are a huge problem and they need to be stopped immediately. Civil war is called for by the likes of Luis Gutierrez for nothing more than a personal agenda to take down Trump because Democrats fear losing their power over the minorities in this country. According to Freedom Daily. On Tuesday, President Trump ordered the end of the DACA, an Obama-era program that protected 800,000 people who were in our country illegally from deportation. Now predictably, liberals are out in full force, blasting the president as a bigoted Mexican-hating racist, as the left never tires in their efforts to slander our president. But unfortunately for one top Democrat, he's taken his anti-Trump rhetoric a little too far. Now he's inciting acts of terrorism in the streets, and putting authorities on high alert for the civil war that could break out at any moment. Trump ran on the promise to put America first, unlike Obama who constantly put the interests of illegals, criminals, and terrorists before the American people. Putting an end to the DACA not only logically enforces the law, but prevents illegal immigrants from hurting Americans by taking their jobs and pushing down wages. But leave it to liberals to be outraged that a sitting president would actually want to uphold the law. Ever since President Trump made his announcement, the rhetoric by liberals has become startling. How far will Donald Trump go to appease the racist white nationalists who got him elected to the White House? One liberal website quipped, going on to say that a bigoted Trump is only doing this in order to erase the legacy of the country's first black president. As liberals collectively lose their minds that President Trump is merely enforcing the law and putting Americans first, now a top Democrat is calling for blood violence in the streets, telling illegals to take whatever means necessary to keep themselves from being deported. The Democrat congressman inciting acts of terrorism is Democratic Representative Luis Gutierrez, who made a YouTube video encouraging illegals to take to the streets and fight to get what they want. "Yes, we will be on the streets fighting," he defiantly yells in the video. This president will do anything to target immigrants and families across our nation because he thinks it's good for him politically, no matter how wrong it is for our nation. But you know something? We're better as a nation than he is as President of the United States of America, Gutierrez went on. We fought hard, and we took on President Barack Obama. We marched, we went to court, we were arrested, and we won. And we will win once again. I want to tell all the dreamers and everyone in our immigrant community and our friends and our allies, we are stronger than we have ever been before and we are ready to resist any attempt to revoke the work permits, the social security cards, the legality that has been conferred upon 800,000 of our youth. Being that there's currently over 11 million illegals in America, this is a serious threat towards our country. Liberals and illegals are already taking this congressman's calls for war on our streets quite literally. Shortly after the announcement of the DACA getting axed, protests broke out in front of the White House and in cities across the country. Hilariously, many of the illegals protesting were screaming at Trump outside the White House in Spanish, ironically enforcing the narrative that they aren't even Americans since they can't even speak English. It is a sick and dangerous game these top Dems play with the people who already believe they are entitled to things they have no business having in America without first properly following the laws that every other citizen has to follow. One of those days it will be a powder keg that explodes, and the result will not be what the left expects. They will lose.